Namaskar Internet. Hope you're doing good. If you own an Africa Twin or you want to buy a Honda Africa Twin, one thing which is important is not just how it rides, which is brilliant, but how much it costs to keep the bike. Now, this is a video in which I'm going to tell you what all I needed to do on the 25,000 kilometer service for Ashi, my Africa Twin, and exactly how much it cost me. All right, let's get to it. Don't be afraid if you see a little skeleton following me. There he is. All right, time to pick up my helmet and head out to Honda Big Wing. I've already made my appointment and I think I'm mostly on time.
On my way, taking Ashi for her 25,000 kilometer service. I have to make my way to Andheri East. It's going to be some really crappy traffic and it's getting pretty hot. But Ashi's got to get what Ashi's got to get, right?
Absolutely, a girl's got to be getting what a girl needs. There she is, Ashi. I always make sure she's on a main stand, which means she's standing straight when I crank her up the first thing in the morning. That's basically so that the oil in the sump is somewhat at even level. I also let her idle for at least a minute before I take her out. Alright, let's head. And straight away, the narrow exit is a good place to practice your balance. That's our Thar. Yes, we love her too. The roads look empty because of some work that's cutting off the traffic, but not for too long. These crowded streets, from three-wheelers, cars, to hand-pulled carts, to pedestrians, to be honest with you, they make for a great training ground as well. Slow speed maneuvers, keeping your feet on the pegs, just trying to get your balance. There's a lot that you can do on a daily basis to make yourself a better rider. Well, here we are. That's the Honda Big Wing Service Center. Say hello to Mayur. He's going to be servicing my bike for me today. Alright, come with me inside the Big Wing service here at Andheri West, Bombay. They've got a very functional and well, spacious setup. It's some place where you'd actually enjoy fixing bikes. They have a customer lounge area from where you can see the work that is being done, just like you're seeing from my camera now. Alright, let's get started on the list of everything that I needed to do for the 25,000 kilometer service on my Africa Twin DCT. We started out by taking off the brake caliper and the pads. Make sure you request your technician to do that, because once the pads are out, they can be cleaned much better, as can the caliper unit. I mean, just look at this. I mean, she's really clean, like squeaky clean, and we can put her... Okay, stop it. Put it back. Put it back. I needed to remove my rear wheel because I needed to change my wheel bearings. They had a bit of play in them. While we were doing that, we also realized that the rubber pads that go inside the sprocket were pretty worn out. So here we are removing what is called the distancer as well as the wheel bearings. Out comes the old bearing and it's definitely got some play there, as you can see. In goes the distancer and the new bearing. That's the new bearing that's been hammered in, and that's the bushing that goes on top. Also goes in the new rubber. Who likes new rubber? But I had a tough time when I was removing the older rubber pads because I didn't know how they went in.
लेकिन बड़ा किस साइड जाता है ऐसा
ये साइड ऐसे ही बैठेगा, अलग साइड नहीं बैठेगा। तो ऐसा बैठाऊंगा ना,
हाँ बैठेंगे नहीं,
ऐसा बैठ जाएगा,
हाँ।
इसमें बैठेगा, पर ये नहीं बैठेगा, पॉकेट नहीं बैठेगा।
गॉट इट। तो एक ही तरीका है
ऐसे ही बैठेगा।
तो ये जो होता है ये पुराना तो टूट जाता है,
टूट जाता है। जब इनिशियलाइज ज़्यादा करते ना, खींचते
हाँ हाँ,
प्रेशर आता है उसका।
Okay, now I get that. After removing the two bolts, out comes the old engine oil. Yes, the engine oil will be replaced in this service too. Out comes the oil filter. And the new oil filter is topped up with new engine oil just to let it soak it all in. And back goes the new oil filter, and once the nuts at the bottom are tightened back, in goes the brand new engine oil. Honda uses its own engine oil, synthetic, fully synthetic, and it is a 10W30 graded engine oil. We also removed the rear parking brake. Some of the nuts were jammed, so we decided not to dismantle the whole thing since the nuts were not in stock. It's not a very critical part. And so back on went the rear parking brake, which brings us to the caliper on the rear wheel, which was also uninstalled. The brake pads were removed, cleaned thoroughly, and then put back. We also changed the clutch oil filter. I think this was the first time I was changing it in 25,000 kilometers. Easy enough to remove. It has a casing and a spring, and out comes the filter. Like the engine oil filter, the clutch oil filter too is immersed in the new engine oil before installing it back again. While checking for the coolant level, it's difficult to see it from where the markers are up front. But if you go underneath the bike and you look at the coolant reservoir, there you see that dark blue liquid, that line, that shows the level. And right now the level is just fine. So I did not need to top up my coolant, neither did I flush it out. The front wheel too, we changed the wheel bearings because it is usually done that way. When you change wheel bearings, it's a good idea to change both front and rear. This is Mayur taking out the old bearings. That long pipe that you'll see Mayur picking up and cleaning there, that is the distancer that goes between the two wheel bearings. I think that also provides the sort of passage through which the axle goes in. A few gentle taps to make the bearing just get in the groove, and then the special tool to hammer it back in place. That is what reinstalling the new bearing means. And on goes the rubber washer or the rubber bushing, cleaning and greasing the distancer. You know what, I'm really not sure what that's called, but I think that's what it's called. Do forgive me if I've got the wrong term. Gentle taps on the side of the wheel bearing and then using the special tool. You've got to hammer it till the sound of the strike changes. Hear that? There you go. As you can see, the ABS ring is getting all rusted, so we tried in cleaning that the best we could. Time to take out the air filters and see what state they are in. Now with the Honda Africa Twin, this is quite a long drawn exercise because you have to remove the entire fairing on both the sides. That is the air box, and it as you can see, there's that pipe which goes up front. That is where the air intake comes from. Well, it's lean and nice, but it's a pain to get to. The air filter doesn't look too bad. We're going to take it out and I think just use some compressed air on it.
ठीक है ना? इसमें थोड़ा pressurized air मारेगा.
Well, I'm not sure when I changed my filters last, but these looked fine. I think most probably I changed them 5,000 kilometers ago, and they are usually good up to 10,000 kilometers. I also took the opportunity to remove the windshield and make sure that I could get to all those parts which I can't on a daily basis. Same with the filter on the left side. It doesn't look too bad. We're going to use some compressed air and this will go back on. We also used the opportunity to remove the levers and clean the gunk off them. It does make a difference in how they feel. And do remember, there is no cable cog or cable head that needs to be stuck into the lever. This is a simple push mechanism and it works very well and is very easy to remove. And now for everybody's favorite part, let's take this in slow-mo. I hope you found that video useful, and before I go, I've got to share the cost of this service. Believe it or not, the 25,000 kilometer for my Africa Twin, which I use very rough with a lot of off-roading, a lot of falls and a lot of scratches, as you've already seen, it cost me only 10,600 rupees. And I guess that is why it's important not just how good the bike is, but how easy and economical it is for you to be able to keep the bike, enjoy it and use it roughly just like you want to. Alright, this is Vipin Mishra saying bye for now. Feel free to subscribe, hit the like button if you like, but what you must do is ride hard and ride safe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.